You know about Paul?
No, I'm Paul.
Oh, Paul.
Do you know about Paul?
No.
You will soon.
You sound like Boise then.
Well, we need to add a few new spots on this record player because Paul's quite the accomplished singer.
Oh, wow. Right. We've got some guitars upstairs.
Who's going to play it?
I can play the guitar if you can sing.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Let's dance.
No, I mean, I'll join in. I don't mean
I'll prance
I'll take
around.
some
And the stream will end before that happens.
Yeah, that's off stream.
I'll be about halfway through this before they start. So my interest is up for contention as to whether it was Mario, Godzilla, or Ultraman.
Oh, I see.
Because my dad used to go to car boot sales every Sunday. Because we had one near where I'm from, Romford. They had Romford Ice Rink. They used to have every Sunday. They'd have these like car boot sales. I don't know what you would call them in America.
Trunk sales. Trunk.
Oh, trunk. Yeah, we had this discussion. Did we boot?
Yes.
Trunk?
Yeah.
So you pop the trunk open, you have your wares in there, and you go, I'll take that.
That's it. So my
I got
dad
you.
used to just say that looks fun. He'd bring it home and just start playing the VHS tape, and I'd say, oh, it's a massive, great big like monster, or some man that just goes like this, and that was big. And I was like, that's fascinating. Where's that from? And I didn't know for years, but I was always in love with the games that came from Japan, and I always like. So for me, when I hear Mario, I don't hear chip music. So my background is generally music.
Yeah.
So when I used to hear Mario, I wouldn't hear like a chip tune melody like most people. I would hear an orchestra.
Yeah, you'd hear it.
Because I would hear the way that it was composed. So for me, I was like, where is this magical melody music coming from? And it took me like 18 years to figure out that everything that I loved is from this one country. And it made me think, you know what, I kind of feel like I'm taking so much inspiration, I should give something back. And from then on, I started learning the language and started making original songs in Japanese, because I was writing songs in English at that point.
Is this in the UK?
Yeah. So I was 13 at the time. Internet, there was barely anything online.
Yeah, very strange, spiky hair.
Visual K. Visual K.
It was amazing.
You did Visual K.
Start writing songs at 13?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I started writing songs in Japanese on MySpace.
Oh,
Before
remember
Facebook.
MySpace?
No.
Do you know Facebook?
Yeah, I do know Facebook.
So
a lot of it.
MySpace was like
Pre-Facebook.
pre-Facebook.
Yeah. I'm older than
Cool
you.
not
I'm
to be on
sorry.
it. I keep telling myself.
And it sort of took off on MySpace. The fact I started getting a fan base of original Japanese songs, and there was another person at the time who's now very famous in Japan, Chris Hart.
He's very good.
We were two people that were outside of Japan making original songs.
Wow.
And we connected through it, and from that, super long story short,
Need a
but
record on the jukebox?
YouTube. I started uploading stuff to YouTube, so my account's probably older than yours, I would imagine.
Yeah, probably.
I'm like 2012, 2008.
Yeah,
2009.
I mean, I had an account, but I wasn't uploading until. But
So I was uploading original songs, and I started doing covers. And when I started doing covers, at this time I was working for Uniqlo in England, which is a Japanese company that does clothing.
Yeah, we like
And
it.
so do I. I'm wearing it right now. And then during that time, YouTube used to have direct messaging, and companies from Japan, like BBC, messaged me direct saying, "Oh, we'd really like you to come on our show." And one was to write an original song with a Japanese person, with me singing in Japanese and them singing in English, because they did that. And the other one was, we want you to come on the show and perform for a very, very big show that covers songs in Japanese. Me at the time, that was Nodojiman the World.
Oh, very famous program.
Wow.
Definitely known by almost all the Japanese.
Yeah. So at that time, I was like,
X Factor.
I was typical Jogon. That's not true. Don't lie to me. And I was like, I can't even afford the flight. They're like, no, we'll pay. I was like,
This is back when the yen was usable.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
I refused to believe them, but eventually they was like,
so
no,
cool.
we'll pay. Here's the ticket. This is the date. And I was like, all right, let me speak to my boss. My boss just happened to be Japanese. So I was like,
Do you know this TV show?
First off, do you know this TV show and this channel? Because I don't know Japanese TV. And they was like, yeah, we know it. And they was like, he just said to me, looked at me, went, you must go. I was like, oh, okay.
Probably because he understood the significance.
I was like, I'm a manager, but okay, we just going. Okay.
Paul forgot to mention, he was fired. He was like, you must go. You don't work here.
I mistranslated it. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Anyway, so throughout time, I'd already been to Japan before that because I had a girlfriend at the time. It was in Japan, so I spent a month here. Knew I loved it. Came back to England, worked at Uniqlo. Then from the YouTube, the companies kept asking me to come back, and then I realised I turned 30, and at that time, I thought I'd lost my chance for a working holiday visa. But then I found out through my friend Chris Hart, he was like, no, you idiot, it includes the age thing. And at that point it was like, I either go up the ladder in Uniqlo or I give up everything and say YOLO.
You only live once.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't want to look back and regret it. You laugh, I still like that word. I'm using YOLO.
No,
2025, YOLO, I'm bringing it back.
You can use YOLO.
I'm bringing it back.
Hey, YOLO. Me too.
And I was like, you know what? It's a year out of my life.
Yeah.
I need to try it. So I went and
I
stayed there ever since.
Wow. So what year was that? How long have you been there?
That was 2012 December. I came over, and luckily what ended up happening is that I came over and then I won the TV show that was on, which springboarded me into singer-songwriter, and I went all over the country, much like your son. I was paid to go all over the country. It was lovely.
They paid me to leave.
Yeah.
Please leave.
Not like him.
Please leave.
They said don't come back.
Yeah,
they wanted you to.
They fled me to Wales.
Totally different.
Then I had this unfortunate thing where it's like I started realizing being in front of the camera wasn't so great, because sometimes you get people that are a little bit too clingy in Japan. So my audience wasn't like Connor's, where it's like he's got the international audience. Mine was the local audience who, if you know Japanese fans, they're very, very, very like, where are you? What are you doing? What do you like? Let me touch you. I wasn't a fan of that, so I became a songwriter instead rather than a singer.
Interesting.
And then after a few years of doing that, I was like, this industry is going down, for me at least. So I was like, I'm going to switch to behind the camera.
20 years too early.
So when you picked up camera work, you were semi-familiar with it, or did you just say, I'm going to learn this real quick?
Well, I had a YouTube channel already, so I was used to doing camera work. And
okay.
I mean, before all of this, like when I was growing up, I was in HMV, which is no longer a thing, I think. Tower Records and music store. So I all the money they gave me, I'd already put it back into the store by buying DVDs and songs. So I was already well versed in movies and framing and loved all of that. So I used to do that for my YouTube videos back in the day, and I just picked it up again.
Well done, mate.
But I think anyone who's creative, you always want to try and get that fix, whether it's making music, making videos, baking, cooking. It's always like you want to create.
It's so good.
And right now I just happen to be on my
Isn't that impressive? He's very good. He's a great singer.
Yeah. Right, well, when the camera goes.
Yes.
We talk more.
It's when the camera goes and a little bit more Pandaren.
We should
a little bit more Pandaren indeed.
We should play Monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Monkey.
I'm ready to rule the court.